In the Bible, we find countless stories of ordinary individuals who were chosen by God for extraordinary purposes. These individuals, like you and me, often did not recognize the signs of their chosenness or the divine protection that surrounded them. Yet, their lives were marked by 5 significant indicators that set them apart and revealed their true purpose. Today, I want to share with you these 5 signs that signify you are the chosen one, watched and protected by God. Sign 1. Overcoming insurmountable obstacles. The first sign that you are a chosen one, watched and protected by God, is your ability to overcome insurmountable obstacles. Throughout the Bible, we see this theme recurring in the lives of God's chosen people. Take, for example, the story of Joseph. He was sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused and imprisoned. Yet, through all these trials, Joseph remained faithful, and God was with him. In Genesis 39:2-3, we read, "The Lord was with Joseph so that he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did." Joseph's story teaches us that being a chosen one does not mean a life free from challenges. On the contrary, it often means facing greater trials. But the key difference is that chosen ones have the strength to overcome these obstacles, not by their own power, but through the divine help they receive. This strength is a testament to the unseen protection that God provides. When you find yourself in situations that seem impossible to overcome, remember that you are not alone. God is watching over you, guiding you, and giving you the strength to persevere. Sign 2. Unexplainable favor and blessings. The second sign that you are a chosen one, watched and protected by God, is the unexplainable favor and blessings that come your way. This does not necessarily mean material wealth or worldly success, but rather a sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment that transcends circumstances. In the book of Psalms, David writes, "Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield." Psalm 5:12. David himself was a shepherd boy, chosen by God to become the king of Israel. Despite facing numerous enemies and obstacles, David experienced God's favor in his life, leading him to victory time and again. God's favor is evident in the lives of those who are chosen. It manifests in opportunities that open up unexpectedly, in relationships that bring joy and support, and in moments of grace that provide comfort and strength. When you experience blessings that you cannot explain, moments when things just seem to fall into place, take heart. These are signs that you are being watched over by a loving and protective God. Sign 3. The peace that surpasses understanding. In Philippians 4:7, we are promised a peace from God that transcends all comprehension. This peace often comes in moments when logically we should be anxious or afraid. It is the inner calm that reassures us when we face difficulties or dangers. It is as if our soul knows, even when our mind cannot grasp it, that we are not alone and that we are being protected. Have you ever faced a challenging situation and felt an inexplicable sense of calm? That is God's peace, a sign that His watchful presence surrounds you. It is a divine reassurance that He is in control, no matter how chaotic the circumstances might seem. Sign 4. The providential circumstances. The fourth sign is the providential circumstances that occur in our lives. These are moments when things seem to fall into place in ways that we could not have orchestrated ourselves. It is those coincidences that save us from accidents, lead us to unexpected blessings, or bring the right people into our lives at the right time. These are not mere accidents, but the hand of God guiding and protecting us. Consider the story of Esther. She was placed in a royal position for such a time as this, Esther 4:14, to save her people. Her rise to prominence was not by chance, but by divine orchestration. Similarly, when we see doors open for us, or when we narrowly escape danger, it is often a sign of God's protection and His purpose unfolding in our lives. Sign 5. providential intervention, the fifth sign of being watched and protected is providential intervention. This is when God steps into our lives in miraculous ways, altering the course of events to ensure our safety and fulfill His purpose for us. Romans 8:28 tells us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." This means that nothing in our lives happens by chance. Every event, every challenge, and every blessing is orchestrated by God to work together for our ultimate good. Consider the story of Joseph. He was sold into slavery by his own brothers, falsely accused, and thrown into prison. From a human perspective, it seemed like his life was a series of unfortunate events. Yet throughout these trials, God was with him, working behind the scenes. Each setback was a setup for a greater comeback. Joseph's rise to become the second most powerful man in Egypt was not just a stroke of luck. It was the result of divine intervention. God turned what was meant for evil into something good, not just for Joseph, but for an entire nation. In our own lives, we often encounter situations that seem unfair or hopeless. We may face rejection, failure, or loss, and it can feel like God has forgotten us. But remember, being chosen by God means that He is actively working on our behalf, even when we cannot see it. He is the master weaver, taking the tangled threads of our lives and creating a beautiful tapestry. Each divine intervention, whether it is a closed door or an unexpected opportunity, is a sign that we are under His watchful eye and protective hand. Remember, you may not always see the watchers, and you may not always feel the protection. But rest assured, God is with you, watching over you, and guiding you every step of the way. You are chosen, you are loved, and you are never alone. Amen. Share this video with your friends and family.